Welcome to Por Eso and Just Because with Marisol. Today's episode, we had two amazing guests. One telling his story about coming out in the early 90s, and the other one coming out in the 2000s. Stay tuned. Welcome to this podcast. Cheers.
Thank you, mamita.
Thank you for being here. Well, we have to drink because...
Yeah. What kind of bad luck is that?
And you have to look at each other's eyes.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's vodka.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here tonight or today. I'm very excited to have you both because we're going to be having this conversation about coming out in the 90s versus 2021. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
2000s, but yes.
2000,
Right.
2021.
Mm-hmm. And mine
Okay.
probably late 80s, early 90s.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes. So please tell me who is Angel for a little bit, just very brief.
Okay. Oh, my name is Angel. I'm an insurance broker. Been in the insurance business for almost 30 years. Oh, my goodness. And in a committed relationship for 12 years with my partner. And just loving life.
How old are you?
I
I like
I am 50 and fabulous.
Ooh,
Love
yes.
it. Love
He
it.
is 50 and fabulous because
Love it.
I know.
Yeah.
Darwin, tell me a little bit about you.
So I'm Darwin. I go to school. I work full time. I'm 23 years old. And like he said, living and loving life.
Ooh, you're so handsome.
Thank you.
I'm so excited because we have a 50-year-old, a 23-year-old, fabulous, both.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I'm 50 and I'm
Yes,
fabulous.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about. And again, we're gonna jump in right into what we're here today. We're here because we want to talk about coming out in the 90s versus 2021,
Yeah.
2000, right? Angel, tell us a little bit about your experience. How was coming out back in the 90s? Being gay, it was like a big deal.
Right. Actually, it started more towards the late 80s. I graduated high school in 88. And at that time, during senior, even past that, the clubs in in New York City were starting to become more mixed. They had the straight section, they had the gay section, and they have the curiosity section. So the big clubs back in the day, Limelight, the Tunnel, all that, they had their special rooms for people that were on the down low. Sorry. And
Something is wrong with our mic.
sorry about that.
Hold your thoughts right there. We're getting we're getting it fixed, but
I apologize.
sorry, things can happen.
Got too excited.
Yeah.
Yes, that's excited. But the clubs,
Yeah,
clubs was a
restrained.
big thing.
So yeah, the clubs were starting to become more mixed. I grew up I had girlfriends. I had a steady amount of girlfriends in high school. But at the same time, I had my eye on men,
Boys.
but never acted upon it. And
Okay.
it wasn't until after I graduated high school and I was going to school, working, and just enjoying the nightlife in the city. And that was back in the day to enjoy. That was when you could really say New York City never sleeps.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And we can come back and talk about that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But again, you started to see a whole lot more opening up within the clubs, but outside in society, you still couldn't be walking You couldn't be walking hand in hand with
Don't
your
ask them how,
partners.
probably.
Pretty much, yes, that was it. That was definitely because that was pre-Clinton. So definitely, yeah, a lot of people. And funny you mentioned that because one of my first experiences with another person happened to be a guy who enlisted in
The military.
Okay, hold your thoughts right there because that's an amazing story.
Yeah.
But I want to know a little bit about Darwin himself.
So
How
what do
was
you
your
wanna know?
experience
Oh,
coming
my
out?
experience coming out. Well, so I'm like very family oriented. Like I grew up with my parents, my family, my cousins, close knit, very close knit. So it was a little bit harder for me. Well, I don't know. Everybody's experience is different, but me coming out, I felt like I had everybody watching me. Like, it's not that I didn't know, because I didn't know what gay was until I reached middle school. And one of my friends was like, "Oh, I have a secret to tell you, but you have to tell me one too." And I was like, "Well, I don't have a secret to tell." And then he was like, "Yeah, you do. You probably don't know it yet." So he knew it before I did. So I was just like, "What do you mean by that?" And then whatever that continued after that middle school experience, I was just like, "Oh, maybe I am different." And I've always known I was different. I just couldn't put my finger on it. So it was that's how the experience for me was. Like, I didn't know, but I knew I was different.
But what about and you mentioned that you knew that you were different, not because yourself, but someone else were noticing that.
Right.
What about home? Did your mom ever approach you?
No, actually, I was very much being myself at home. I didn't know that something was different about me. My parents never brought it up. I just knew that I couldn't hang around too many girls and that I had to be with the boys, always doing stuff with the boys.
And let me interrupt you there. You have more siblings?
Yes, I have 3 younger brothers. I'm the oldest of 4.
So you're the oldest.
Exactly.
Okay. And your parents never approach you.
That to my knowledge, no, until it like I came to them like, "Listen, I think I'm X, Y, and Z."
Okay.
And that's when like we opened up the can of worms.
Oh, interesting. But now that today's podcast is a whole different story because we have 2 guests. This is my first time, and we're going back and forth. And Angel, you coming out, how was your experience? I know that you come from mom and dad, only sister. How was that?
Yeah. Well, it's funny enough. My father, the way he found out, it wasn't until my mid-20s where he was actually working on my car, and he had to get something out of the glove compartment. And my niece told me the story because she was there with him. And in the glove compartment, he found a circular. It wasn't like,
What's that?
porno, a circular.
Oh, like a
They
magazine?
They give out like
Okay,
HX
okay,
or
okay,
stuff
okay.
like that at the clubs.
Oh.
So
Well, that was back then.
that was
Right.
back then when
Not
they gave out
now.
those magazines
Right,
and circulars. But he saw it, and of course there was a picture of a go-go boy in the front in the cover model, and then he flipped through the pages and he saw drag queens and he saw a whole lot of stuff. And then my niece, knowing, because I already had came out to her, and she was at that time like 14, 15, so she knew. Not even, maybe 13, 14, but she knew. And he was looking at her and he says, "Did you know about this?" And she kept quiet and says, "No, I didn't." And so, but at the same time, she had such a grin on her face. And then she said, my father said, "Well, I don't understand. He likes baseball and he likes boxing. So why is he into this?" But he took it very well, considering from there, I didn't have to say anything. He knew who I was, loved and accepted me for what I was. And to that day, until the day he died, always greeted me with a hug and kiss.
Amazing.
Always.
What about you, Darwin? How was your approach to your parents? Did you set them down? How was that experience that you said, "Mom, Dad, we need to have a conversation"?
So actually, I had a personal computer, and I was curious. I've always been a curious cat, and that got me in trouble so many times. So I had a computer, and of course, curious, you're Googling, you're searching stuff on the internet. My parents took my computer one day because my mom had to do something for work or something like that. She just took my computer because she had to. She went through my search history, found everything. Yeah. And then it was at night, and I was up at night because I was taking care of my brothers while they went out and had like a date night or something like that. So they came home like at 3 a.m. and they found me up, and they're like, "What are you doing up? It's 3." And my computer was obviously open. So they took it and they went upstairs or whatever. They went through the whole computer. My dad comes downstairs and they're like, "Come upstairs, we need to talk." I'm upstairs. My heart is in my chest, beating so hard. And I'm like, "Oh my God, this is the day. This is the day. This is the day." So of course, this is like, I'm in sophomore in high school. I sit them down. I'm crying. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm very different. Like, I don't know. I just think I'm bisexual. Of course, I don't know why I did that. I feel like that was just a stepping stone up till.
But you're not bisexual.
No.
That's how usually sometimes you start.
Okay.
Yeah. Where
Yeah.
you claim that you like both, and
Yeah.
you're not sure yet what you
Like a
yeah.
justifying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. So that's what happened. And then fast forward, I want to say 2-3 years. I sat down with my parents after I was actually a night out. It was actually a day out. It was a day party. I got home very drunk. I was feeling bold. And I sat them down. My dad was just questioning me. He was like, so what did you do today? And I was just like, yes, I was out. Yes, I'm gay. And yes, I'm going to school tomorrow. Very stern. Because I felt like he had something to say and get off his chest.
And you were in high school?
No, I was in college.
Oh,
My
okay.
first
But
year in
hold
college.
on, let me hold you right there. You got caught with your computer 3 years prior to this. They knew what you were looking for, your search.
yeah.
They went into your search. Now like I need Angel, help me out. Like did they approach you within those?
So when that night after I got my computer taken away, I was like very much grounded. I had my phone taken away, my computer taken away.
But it's
going
okay.
from
But they
school.
never talked about that.
No, it was just like
That subject was never
that's
touched.
Never touched.
Is that cultural thing?
Well, I'm Hispanic, so I don't know very much about
Well,
cheese.
we are Latino
No,
here.
Yeah.
It's not cultural. It's almost denial.
Denial.
Denial, yeah. Absolutely.
Wow.
Psychological, if anything.
I'm sorry. What the fuck? Look, so let's go back. I mean, again, let's fast forward. Now you get caught again. No, you come home drunk.
Yeah.
And you tell them,
Oh,
fuck
because
it,
we were having
I'm
an
gay.
argument already because I didn't want to take my brothers to a baseball game. Yeah, because I already had my plans that I was going out during the day, and I was like, I'm sorry, I can't. I have plans already. Figure it out. Not my kids.
I'm in love with
It's
this
almost
guy.
like a punishment, really, because then they
Yes.
know what the truth, and then they said, "Well, you didn't do this."
But
and
I
this
wasn't
and
even
this."
going out to like anything gay related at
Yeah.
all. I was going out with my cousins from my mom's side, and it was the Dominican parade, so we were going out. Yeah,
But
and I
but
came
me,
home drunk.
so you're drunk. You come home drunk.
And I felt like there was animosity in the air, and I just felt like there was tension.
they
Right.
knew.
So,
Definitely tension. Yeah.
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 So I just felt like they had something to ask me, and I was just like, "Yes, I'm drunk. Yes, I go to school tomorrow. Yes, I'm gay. If you guys needed to clarify that too." While I'm eating my cereal, trying to go to bed right after. And I was like, "Is there any questions?"
So what
And
happened?
then, oh no, I got torn up.
Okay, please tell.
Yeah, they called me every single. Well, one of my parents called me every single name in the book. It was bad. I didn't talk to them for
The M word.
almost a week.
The M word.
A lot of different words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of different phrases. Yeah. But no, I kept it. I didn't talk to them for almost a week. It wasn't a happy time.
Did they
So-
threaten to throw you out of the house?
Never.
No.
That's one thing
Oh, that's good.
that I feel like that's how, because my dad is very impulsive, so I feel like he would have done it if anything. But that's how I know, like, he still loves me. Like, I would never question that. I know my dad still loves me. He would do anything and anything for me. I know that. I know that.
Right.
But he
Can
just
I just ask,
yeah.
Yes.
how close are you with your mom?
Oh, my best friend. I talk
Your
to her
best
every
friend.
single day.
Okay. Did you go shopping with her and do a whole lot of
Always.
things?
She would ask me, "How does this look?" Always, like, yeah.
And she didn't know.
She probably knew. She just didn't want to say nothing because of my dad.
How did she take it when you did?
That's where I'm a little hesitant because I feel like she should have stood up for me that night that happened.
But
Like,
she didn't.
she was just in the background quiet because I felt like she wanted to say something, but for the sake of her relationship or for the sake of whatever it was, she didn't want to cross.
My mother was in total denial, and I said, I don't know why.
But your dad, but your story is a whole different from it,
right.
Because your dad was more accepting, but he loves
No, but
baseball.
I'm talking about my mom
But your
also.
mom didn't. Your mom was very much in
Dramatic.
denial, very dramatic. And
Where do you
let me
think I got that from?
let me
Right. Well, no, I don't think my mom's dramatic.
But let me
Oh, mine is.
let me add this to this podcast. Whoever saw our podcast from I think episode number 2 or 3, number 3, we have like 5 out there. Watch it,
And they're all
subscribe,
good.
like it. But on episode number 3, Angel was on our episode with his partner, and he did say how his mom found out. But for those who have not seen that episode, Angel, please enlighten us with that. How your mom find out, or how did she approach you?
Right. Well, I'm going to make it short and sweet.
I like it, but I like
the other
it.
one took a little longer. It was basically found out in the beauty salon in a certain area where I was very well known, and I was going out with a person that was also notoriously known to be a very bad guy in that area. And
Like that in what way?
Lie, cheat, steal.
Okay. Everything.
Gets into
I'm sorry, my laugh
fights,
is very loud.
So pretty much really bad. So the beautician.
Wait, did he go by straight?
No,
No.
he was definitely out there.
Okay.
No, he was out there. There was no arguing there.
Okay,
But the beautician, her hairstylist, was describing her son, which was me, and he says, "Wait a second, what's your son's name?" And said it, and he goes, "Does he have a friend named Jose?" And she said, "I don't know. I know a lot of his friends, but I don't know their names." He goes, "Well, if it's who I think it is, you basically want to tell your son, get the hell away from this guy."
Wow.
So the beautician told him everything. I go over to the house later, bring flowers that I usually do for my mom, and my sister tells me she knows. And I said, "Knows what?" And then my sister, she said, "She knows." I said, "Okay, great." So I go upstairs, bring the flowers. The lights were like very dim, like something you see in a soap opera, una novela. And she was in a negligee with all these feathers and everything.
Let me interrupt, Darwin. You have to know his mom to know what he's
She's
saying.
a diva?
She
fabulous,
is.
yeah.
She's
fabulous.
amazing.
So, and it happened because she went shopping that day and she was trying it out. That's why she had it on. So, and to top it off, she bought the 4-inch heels with the feathers on it too. So I was
To
like,
match?
yeah, to match.
Gorgeous.
So very, very Dynasty, very Joan Collins.
Loved.
So she's on the bed and she's crying, and I approach her and I said, "Mommy, what's wrong?" And she goes like, "Yo quiero que tú me digas algo que me dijeron." And I said, "Bueno, ¿qué tú quieres que yo te digo?" And she said, "You know." And I said, "Okay, I think I do, but I'll go ahead and say it." And then she goes, and I said, "Mommy, soy gay." And then she went into a fit and started saying, "Ay, no lo puedo creer, no lo puedo creer, no lo puedo creer." And she's tossing and turning at the same time. The feathers are coming off of the negligee. And then she had to calm down for a second. And she said, "I want you to tell me exactly what you just told me again." So I said, "Oh, this can't be." While I'm trying to hold my laughter and seeing these feathers fly, I said, "I want to get the dust vac and just like clean all this up." But she said, "Okay." I said, "Mommy, te estoy diciendo la verdad. Soy gay." Well, again, she started rolling around the bed, going into a fit, and then this time she fell off the bed. So, you know, with the feathers flying off, and then she cried out for my sister to get her a Valium.
Oh my! I'm gonna kick everything out of you.
"Oh my goodness, I can't believe
I
it."
always laugh about the same story because
Yeah.
oh my God, it's so funny.
That's how it came out. And I said to her later, I said, "Mom, you know, I don't know how you don't know. I mean, I picked out almost half your wardrobe." So, and this is going back to high school. So, you know, I might not have shown it. I was into sports, but...
But Angel, let me add something into that. I have a son, and he's very metro. And talking about fashion, my son is very into fashion.
Yeah, he is.
And I always ask myself, like, do I look good with this? And I look good with that. I never thought my son was gay or anything like that because he's very macho.
Right.
I mean, at one point I thought he was.
Well, because you have a lot of gay friends.
I do.
Yeah.
Wow,
I always said
I
you were
do.
the queen. You were the queen of the gays.
Oh my God, and I do.
They follow you.
And before I jump into you, and let me bring the story up. When I met my boyfriend, I've been with this man for almost 6 years. Our first date, I asked him, because he looked very strict and very white and American. And I
Very
said,
rigid.
yeah. And I said to him, very serious. I was like, because I saw potential in him. And I was
To
like,
be one of the gays?
I said to him, and I was like, let me ask you, are you okay with gay people? He goes like, why are you asking that? I was like, because all my friends are gay, like 99.9% are gay.
Right.
Are you okay with that? Because if you're okay with that, we'll be okay.
Right.
And that's why, because all my friends are gay. I'm sorry. I just love everyone. I don't know why. But I have been in the gay community for so many years. And I have been where girls will ask me, like, are you gay? Like, you're so hot. You're so beautiful. And even sending me flowers and at the club drinks and all that stuff. And I'm not gay. I'm as
just trying to
straight
have
as I
fun.
can get. I'm like strictly tickly.
Yeah.
But oh my God, it's so amazing.
But you're also given a label by the gay community.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
do.
it's not the most attractive label,
But I'm a lipstick. If I want to be lesbian, I'm going to be the lipstick.
not that
lesbian.
word.
Oh, what?
No, it was another word. Fag hag.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Like I said, it's not an attractive word. Two
Okay.
words, but
Yeah.
that's what it's known. When a woman is in the gay community,
Yeah.
the men's, and she's fabulous. She looks great. She hangs out with her gay friends.
Great. Listen
She's
to that. I
known
look
as a fag
great.
hag,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah.
So, what about you? Will you? And let's get back serious right now because
Oh, we're gonna get serious.
yes, this is a. Oh my God. What about when now your parents know? This one night you came home. I'm drunk. Fuck it. I am gay. I don't give a fuck. I want you to know that I am gay. Your dad went, or your mom, or whoever went all out on you. Gave you the cold shoulder for a whole week. Do you feel that you were rejected by them because nobody were confronting you, nobody were sitting you down and telling you like, or as a mom, like, let me sit my son down and say like, you know what, I got you. I don't give a fuck if you're gay, you're bi. I don't care. All I want is for you to be happy, and I'm gonna support that. Did you have that?
Like flat out say, listen, I'm here. I'm gonna like support you. I love you to the death. Sit me down and tell me that. No, but they showed it through their actions.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Just like my dad telling me, "Did you eat today?"
I'm,
My dad did that too.
I'm
Yeah.
so fucking
My
emotional.
mom,
Like, I'm gonna
so
cry.
how was your day? Like just actually little day conversations that show me like, okay, yes, this happened and we know that it happened. We can't deny that it happened, but we're not going to speak on this topic right now. But how are you doing? What's going on? That's how I knew. It wasn't like a sit down, like an emotional conversation, like,
No.
oh, like we're going to talk about this, but I know my parents love me. Like
Right.
there's no doubt in my mind about that. I know that.
So based on that, did you eat? How was your day? Was that a sort of acceptance to you? Like my mom and dad is okay with it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's I feel like they're okay with it. Maybe they're coming to terms with it now, but maybe I'm still not comfortable with fully being like, well, I tell them all the time, like, guys are gonna meet like my significant other. You guys are gonna meet my man.
Oh my God! And what did they say?
Well, they just brush it off. Like
They haven't met him yet?
So they're
I don't
still-
have anyone in my life.
okay.
I'm just
Angel.
preparing them for the future because you have to do it little by little. You
So
can't just
Yeah.
rip the band-aid off.
Right.
So Angel, right now they're still in denial.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, it sounds, yeah. Yeah. Well, not denial. It's just, it's known, but it's not discussed. That's what it is.
And maybe I feel like maybe it hasn't been confirmed yet because like I don't have anyone in my life. So maybe when they see that, they'll be
Right.
like, oh, he's serious.
Exactly. And that's what happened with my father. It's known, but it's not discussed. He didn't know any relationships. But then again, I was in a lot of relationships in my 20s. So, it was young, single.
Gay and fabulous.
Great times, yeah. So, but, my mom eventually later on wanted to get to know more of who's in my life. So,
And that's a topic that I wanted to touch. As a mom, as I mentioned before, mom, I just want to make sure that my son is happy. And that's all that matters. I don't care who he's with. Of course, my concern is that he is in a healthy relationship. Angel, did you ever brought someone home to your mom?
actually, it was more at my sister's house, and it was on Thanksgiving. And I was already a year into the relationship. It was very uncomfortable because, unfortunately, the man that I was seeing at the time was Santero. And my mother being religious.
Santero means
Yes.
like witchcraft. Well, he's Cuban.
Yeah. Well, but no, my partner wasn't Cuban. He was Puerto Rican. So
Por
he
Dios.
he had the way you knew he was he wore the beads.
Oh.
Los Rosarios.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Mucho colores. And
I still don't know what the fuck that means.
yeah. Well, I'm not sure either, but in any case, he also wore white in November. So I was like, okay, there you go.
November, white, Santeria,
Yeah. Not winter
Rosario.
white, like summer white.
What?
Like highlighter?
Yeah. So it was awkward because my mother noticed it right away and she was very concerned because she thought I was going to get into that religion. And I said to my mother, no, that's not happening. Well, my sister, my mother, and my father were constantly sneaking into the other room talking. And we could hear them. I'm looking at my niece and nephew, and we're listening to the conversation. My partner's looking at it saying, I hear them too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He walked out. Yeah, so it was difficult. But other than that, not really. I didn't, other than my partner now, who my mother loves, and my partner loves her very much. So, yeah.
What about you, Darwin? Have you ever brought anyone home? And I know that it's not like serious, but that your dad might or your mom would be like in the other room, be like, "Eso es algo de él. Eso es un agarre." Like,
No, but I FaceTime with guys that I'm talking to, like in the kitchen or like in the common area, and they're just minding their business, and I'm on the phone like nothing's happening. But like, no, I've never presented someone like serious, like, oh, this is my boyfriend, or this is like I'm in a serious relationship. I haven't done that yet. I haven't met the right one.
Exactly. And he's
And
young and
definitely.
enjoying life. That's
you're
what
only
you do.
23. That is the whole,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you're being on the 20s
Absolutely.
Yeah,
of enjoying life and enjoy to the max.
yeah, I'm having fun.
Absolutely.
I'm happy for that. I'm happy for you.
Unfortunately, it's during these difficult
But they're
times.
milestone.
Yeah, during these difficult times. But you'd have even more fun.
I don't
if
know,
we
with
didn't
this
have-
pandemic, like, having fun.
Yeah. Well,
They find their way.
no. I'm socializing more
Yeah.
with a whole bunch of people
Yeah.
rather than.
Angel, and let's talk about the clubs
Mm.
back in the day, because your club from
It's different.
their clubs, and I got to experience some of them, was a whole different story. Like, it's a whole different ballgame. Angel, let's talk about the club back in the days. Like,
Okay.
how was your experience going into the clubs, in the gay club?
Okay. The thing is, I had a mixture of both gay and straight. So I went to straight clubs one time. My straight friends knew who I was. I had my gay friends. I went out to the gay nightclubs in the city. And then there was the other part that people really didn't know about was my certain little, I don't know if you want to call it fetish, but what they call in the leather community.
Oh my
And
God, I
like
love
to-
leather. I love leather.
Yeah.
I love,
I don't think she means it like that.
oh, I don't know, but I love leather pants. Maybe it's not what we.
Yeah. Well, I wore the leather pants too, but they were the ones, what they call chaps. Yeah.
Oh.
So you put them with the jeans or if you no jeans. So it depends. But most of the times I wore those chaps in the wintertime. So I wanted to keep warm. There were jeans underneath.
Yes.
But there was a big community, leather community in the 90s. It all started in the 70s. And the 70s brought it to the 80s and to the 90s where they had a certain code. And that certain code was with handkerchiefs. And the
Darwin, listen to this.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
No, the handkerchiefs were great. You could find out first from, we didn't have
Were they, like,
Google back then.
color-coded?
Yes, they were all color coded. We didn't have Google back then, so the only way you would know what the codes were if you bought it at a leather place, usually on Christopher Street in the Village, and it tells you exactly what meant what. Now, for the most part, everyone knew if you wore it on the left or right, they knew what you were or what you liked. So basically, just to give you an idea, if you wore any handkerchief on the right, you're submissive.
Okay.
And if you're on the left, you are active. So there were different colors. I know you have one particular color you love, but
What would that be?
I will go with some basics. I'll start nicely with green, where green, if it's a hunter green, it was basically if you wore it on the right, you were a son. If you were on the left, you're a daddy looking for a son. So again, there was different things. Blue basically had involved intercourse. And I'm talking about certain intercourse. And you wore it on the left, you were active. Oh, let's be honest. You wore it on the left, you're a top.
Right.
If you wore it on the right, you're a bottom.
Can we talk about top or bottom?
Exactly.
Like really?
I'm being like very
What?
diplomatic about it. But
Yes.
basically, left, top, right, bottom.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So there were different colors. Should I tell them the color you like?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, what I like?
Yes.
Is it red?
No, it's similar to the color she's wearing.
Like green?
It's
Yellow?
actually mix the two together, and what do you get? Like a mustard color?
Okay.
Yeah, mustard. So if you mustard and you wear it on the left, you're 8 or more. And if you are on the right, you like
supposed to be
8
the
or
host.
more. It was just like I said. What's great about these handkerchiefs
I
was,
love the handkerchief.
and I
wish-
tell
We
these,
should bring them back.
Yo, I'm like, can we bring this back?
no, Darwin. Let me tell you, it was so good because
Oh my god.
You knew
You
right
didn't-
off the bat. You didn't have to guess. You didn't have to do
Exactly.
nothing. You just like, okay.
there was very little small talk and more action.
Really?
Well, it
I
depends what you're
love
looking for.
that.
Because if you want action, it's
Right.
easy.
Yes.
I went to a particular leather place that had a dress code where it was either uniform, military,
What kind of
or
uniform?
construction. Uniform.
Like
I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. Let me say that again. Military, construction, and uniform meaning leather.
Okay,
You had to
okay,
wear
okay.
some kind of
Okay,
leather.
okay.
Harness, all that stuff. So
Interesting.
I was the uniform. I wore leather a lot with harness and
Can you
everything.
tell?
So they had a dress code. No sneakers. It had
Like
to
dress
be
shoes or like your.
no, not dress shoes. Military,
Okay.
combat boots or construction boots, Timberlands or something like that.
Oh my god, I like that.
So, but no, something you didn't like was what I told you was they also have a smell check,
Maybe not.
and to be
You
a
have to be like
raw
right off
man,
of work.
A raw. Basically, you couldn't wear cologne,
Mm-hmm.
deodorant, or anything. You had to smell raw.
Right.
The
And I
fuck?
said, "Well, I'm
Like
sorry,
working
no."
8-hour shift and go straight to the bar.
Yeah. So I said, no, wait a second. I need
Yeah,
to
you did.
have something. So I wore unscented deodorant.
Okay.
And I wore unscented talcum powder because you sweat in these
Sweat.
places. And I don't want to, sweat and then smell out. So I passed the smell check, no problem.
Right.
So,
You passed the smell check.
No, some guys are into like that stuff.
oh yeah.
It's a
Raw.
fetish.
Oh yeah.
No, you'd be surprised.
Oh.
Oh, she's.
Let
got it.
me add. I have been in this gay
what I was
community
gonna say.
for
I was
many
gonna say.
years. I have been in those clubs. Well,
Right.
not your fucking club, but
No.
I have been in a lot of
No.
clubs.
And
in the
actually,
gay
you
clubs
wouldn't have been accepted
because
in
I
the club.
wasn't. I didn't have. A bing bing.
Yeah. Yeah. You basically, it was all guys.
Oh.
Yeah. It was all guys. But long story short, I wore a whole bunch of handkerchiefs. And I couldn't make up my mind what I liked one night, or I basically had a thing one night for one thing and one night for another. So at the bar, I basically didn't have to spend any money because
were
the
buying
bartender
drinks.
always told
Those
me
drinks
the
were
drinks were
free.
free. The drink is, they said it's taken care of. And I said,
So, did you ever pay for your first drink?
yes.
Because I always
Yeah,
did
you had
for
to
my
start
first
off
drink, but
Yeah,
then.
but once you become a regular, that was a different
Oh
story.
my god!
Right. So, but basically, long story short, the bartender would say, the drink is taken care of, and I said, by who? By the house? I'm thinking that the bar bought it. And he goes, no, by the guy behind you. So
And
I
he'd
looked-
literally probably be right behind you.
Right. He was literally right behind me. And I looked around, and then I looked him up and down, and then I noticed.
Have to do the.
You have to, because also you have to see where his handkerchiefs are at. So,
I like that story, and it's an amazing story. Darwin, wouldn't you wish that you have this like handkerchief where you walk into the club, know exactly what you want? Wouldn't you wish you had this right now?
It depends what I'm looking for, but if it's just like something fun when I stand, yeah, definitely. I don't have to guess. I don't have to get to know you. I don't have to know nothing.
Right.
Let's go.
So how are the clubs? Because back in the 90s, we know how it was. So now, what is today's club?
I'm not. A lot of my friends are straight. I don't have that many gay friends, so I haven't really been in the gay scene.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What is he missing, Angel?
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot.
I think so too. I've only
Yes.
been to, so now in New York, there's this club named Boxers that I've been to twice. Loved it. Had the best time. So right before the pandemic hit, I went out. It was my spring break. So we went out Saturday night. Saturday night we went out to this gay club. One of my best friends and I, and the best time. I had the best time. That was the last time that I went. The best time. So much fun. And then that was it. The pandemic hit that Monday, and everything was shut
Well,
down. So I
after the
couldn't even
pandemic, let me make this promise to you: we're doing a field trip.
We're doing okay.
And I'm going.
You're gonna be my chaperone.
Duh! I'm coming. But you know
Yeah.
what? Don't be surprised. I'm 50. Good looking though still.
But wait a second, though.
But
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I agree.
if I go to the club, to the gay club, which I always did.
You'll be a queen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you know what I used to do? And let me share this story. I'm very straight as I can get. I used to go to the gay club all the time because my friends were all gay. I used to go to this club and I used to go to the bar, ask for a drink. I buy my first drink.
And they'd be paid for.
That was it. And then I would have all these ladies and all these girls. I'd be like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Do you have a girl? Do you have a partner? I was like, not right now.
Just to keep getting drinks.
I'm getting free drinks, right?
Right, yeah.
And then whenever they would be like, well, they would ask me to dance. And I'd be like, okay, I'm dancing. It was okay to dance.
Yeah.
As long as nobody disrespect me or anything or touch me, we were okay with that.
Sure.
But once like the girl would get very close to me or start like the grinding.
Don Freco.
Yeah, like the grinding. And I'd be
Very
like,
frequent.
girl, don't touch me. Because my girl is back there and she's going to kick your ass. And I was like, oh my God. They'd be like, you didn't say that. And I was like, girl, I got your drink.
Right, I got the drink.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
So it was amazing. Back then is a whole different. And not long ago, before the pandemic, I got to go to. We used to go to a club, right? It was very local, Hackensack. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, they
Actually,
closed
no,
their doors.
they reopened.
Well,
Feathers.
I wanted to
Feather.
go. I've never been.
You never been
One of
to
my
Feathers?
No, one of my lesbians friend. One of my friends.
That's
She's a lesbian.
the first place that
She's-
any gay man goes to.
I used to go
in New
there
Jersey.
every Thursday. Every Thursday
Yeah,
because
she
of the
said that's a good
Latino.
Latino night.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the Latino night was the best.
Right.
And if you want to look for some good-looking executive type, man, they were all there.
Well, there's all types there. Yeah.
But actually, the Latino gay was always there on Thursday, and I loved it.
Right.
And if I wanted to look for a girl, which I wasn't, I was looking for the free drink. I don't know why.
See that many
But-
girls there, and if they did, it was because they were with their gay friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or some would actually come with their boyfriends or husbands to
Yeah,
support.
because it was
Yeah.
very diverse. You could find like straight couples in there,
Oh,
right?
Yeah, just to have a good
Absolutely.
time. I could imagine.
Yeah.
So let's get back serious, guys, because we're in a serious conversation here. We're trying to like have fun and also educate our community. And the LGBTQ plus community, we're adding as we go on, right? So right now we have so many. We have the pansexual, we have the queer, we have so many of them, which we love all of them, right?
Right.
Darwin, can you talk to us a little about, because I know you have a little bit of well, not experience, but you also in college and
Yeah.
you have done so many studies about this.
Yeah. So I'm actually studying public health right now with a little bit of a concentration in LGBTQIA plus like community and like how lifestyle things that we go through mentally, physically, emotionally affects our upbringing or even like our connections with other humans and stuff, and like the suicidal rate, how it was before and everything and how
worse
it's
now.
yeah, just because everyone feels isolated, they don't know where to communicate, even though the internet is out there, but it's still not the same like human on human
Right.
interaction.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, I'm studying that, and I feel like, and not that I have to, but it brings me like joy to see like working with people who are part of the community who I can relate to, who I feel like you're not the only one, very much like bringing the community together and helping the less fortunate people that have it worse than me or have it better than me, who knows. It's just something that I like to do, and I'm very passionate about, just because we're not alone.
Right.
We're not alone.
Yeah.
Like, we have similar stories, and we grew up in
Yeah.
different time eras.
Yes.
You know what
right.
I mean?
Right.
So,
But it's all the same.
But it's all the same. And growing up in the Latino, it's a cultural thing, right? Acceptance.
Absolutely.
And you being Cuban, you being Dominican, at the end of the day, it's the same thing. Acceptance. You had it better. Your dad was more acceptance. Your mom had it fit. But at the end of the day, she loves you, and all she wants is for you to be happy.
Yes.
You have a partner who you are. How is your relationship with your partner? 12 years.
Got engaged last year.
oh my God, congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, I'm so happy for you.
Huh? It's going to, well, we wanted to do the wedding September of this year, but
this year.
with the pandemic, we
Yeah.
weren't sure
Although
about, so we rescheduled for next September.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to, he's been married before.
Right.
I haven't. I want a big wedding.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
As you should.
Yeah. And yours truly there is giving me away.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm giving him away. Yes, it's gonna be an amazing.
Yeah.
I think I'm
It'll
gonna
be fun.
record that
Yes.
moment.
I hope I'm invited.
Absolutely.
Duh, you're new to the family right now.
Marisol's whole family is like almost invited
Okay.
here. All of them.
They're okay. What's going on? I keep adding, and I tell my boyfriend, I was like, oh my God, I just met someone, and he's so amazing. He'd be like, let me know, is he gay? And I was like, yes, he is gay. What is it with you?
Actually, you're a pretty good matchmaker too.
I am.
If you
So what's going
remember.
on?
I
If
don't
you
know.
remember. Yeah,
Let me
that's why you
work
should
on-
help Darwin out, because
Let me work.
you're pretty good.
Are you ready for a serious relationship?
Ben.
You're 23-year-old. Why would you want to have a serious
Well, not
relationship?
serious. Someone just to date, just
That's true. Buy me
Yeah.
drinks.
yeah,
Free
exactly.
dinners.
Oh, I'm good with that. We can get you a free drink. But again, going back seriously, and this is so fun. This podcast is amazing because I love it. It's so much information, and not only information about you, you in the 90s, 80s, 90s, but you now, and in the new era, 2021. It's so amazing, and knowing that things have changed. Do you believe that now coming out? And telling your parents I'm gay is a whole different from is acceptable more than back in the days?
Maybe it's more known and not more acceptable, just because everybody's family is different. So you don't know how their parents view it. So someone from this age could have it maybe just as bad or even worse as he did or I did. And then someone from this age could have it even like 100% better, because their families are so accepting, so like proud to have their kids just be open with them. So it really all depends on how the parent was raised, grown, or even educated themselves on the topic of being gay, or just of the community itself, or what it even means to be gay. So it really just depends. I feel like it comes with education at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I agree with you. But again, Darwin, and I'm gonna go back to you.
I feel like more people are open to it.
You're open, but you can't still sit down with your parents and have this conversation.
Maybe because I'm not comfortable, or we're not comfortable.
So
but
it's you.
maybe could be
Why?
because I know that my parents are deep down still maybe not okay with it.
But they know.
Doesn't mean they're okay with it.
What are you thinking?
It's a hurdle that he needs to
Yeah?
handle. But it's true. That mentality, that thought mind, definitely.
Because I can be myself all I want, but if I know that my parents are not okay
Absolutely.
with it, I'm gonna conceal that part of who I am.
So it's a
from them.
shield.
Yeah. I'm not saying I do it, but
No.
it could be a possibility.
And you need to do you.
Yeah.
Exactly. What makes you happy. Don't let anyone else tell you how to feel, what to believe, all that stuff. It's got to come from you.
Right.
That's an amazing advice. And I was just going to ask you, tell Darwin, what advice would you give him being so young and handling the situation with his parents I mean, again, you back from the 80s and 90s,
Right.
and you're happy with your partner, the person that you have in your life. Now here's you, Darwin, facing something perhaps rejection, acceptance from your loved ones, from your family, from your mom and dad.
I feel like I'm accepted from everyone around me. I feel like my issue, not an issue, a little hurdle that I have to get by is my parents. Like, I feel like we really have to sit down and talk, like, listen, this is what it is, like, what's going to happen from here on out. You know what I mean? And I feel like nothing is going to change. But the fact, like, if I hear them, like, say, like, oh, we accept you or we love you, like, listen, do what makes you happy, we'll be okay. I feel like that would help me.
What about if one day you come home with that one, the person that you believe it's the one? What
know. I can't
do
even-
you think will be your mom and dad's reaction?
I don't even know. I can't even tell you because I don't know. I do not know.
Oh my God.
I don't know if they'll be like, oh my God, okay, like, who is this? Let's get to know this person. Like, we're happy that you're happy. Or if it's going to be like, oh, you were serious? Like, I don't know.
I think based on his story or whatever, I mean, tonight or today, I believe that your mom and dad would tell you, I'm happy if you're happy.
And I would love that.
And if he's good to you, I'm good with that.
Actually, you know when it would be a good time to do that? When you're at a family outing and you come from a big family. So you're going to have a lot of support of your other family members
Yes.
that are going to be behind you on that. So I
Yeah.
think it's going to be
Like
kind
an
of...
ambush. So they
Not
can
ambush.
out.
Well, they'll see it as an ambush,
be a
but you
good
see
ambush.
it as total support.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to
Definitely.
definitely
Yeah,
give
but
you
maybe
a lot
not in the
more-
public, babe. But what
Yeah.
about when he comes home and be like, ¿Quién era ese hombre?
But you know what, though?
You know?
All that confidence and all that love from all his other family members is going to pull him through it.
Yeah.
It really is. Maybe two people might not like it, but the rest of your
Yeah.
family love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a method. Like, when you, oh my God, especially the Latino family.
Yeah.
When you tell your mom or dad or your loved ones that I'm gay, they'll be like, I know.
Yeah.
Tú necesitas ayuda. You need help. And they'll be like, ay, tú te vas a curar de eso. You're going to get cured. You're going to get...
You're going to get
You're
over it.
going to get over it.
Yeah.
It's a phase.
Yeah.
What can you talk about that? Like, what is wrong with this family? What is wrong with these people?
You want their acceptance, but you can't seek their approval. Your life is your life. You have to live it the way you feel it, not the way they feel it. So if they can't accept that, unfortunately, there might be a little distance, but time will heal wounds, I think.
But babe, let me tell you this, because I know for a fact, because I know a lot of family that I know plenty of them, that their kid will come and say, Mom, I'm gay. I know, that's a phase. You're going to get over it. Let's take you for therapy. Like, Darwin, what do you think about that?
I think that it shouldn't be taken that way, but
It is what it
and
is.
it is what it is. Like, you
So
gotta
let's
let the
therapy it goes.
Yeah.
And therapy let's take, and therapy will help me.
My parents told me when like everything was coming out, like, oh, maybe we should go to therapy to talk about that. And I just remember them being like, all I remember saying was like, I'm not fucking crazy. I'm not going to therapy.
It's not a illness. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
a
like
disease.
it's not. I'm not crazy for liking men. Like that's literally what I said. I mean, maybe I should have went, but for not because of
Right.
my sexuality. Maybe like as a family, like oh, we should talk about this. Maybe this can get better.
You think it would be great? Perhaps you could bring this up to your family. Let's go for therapy. Let's go for family therapy, and we can cope with the whole situation. That,
I was going to therapy. I want to say a year and a half ago.
but
And it was
you?
good for myself, yeah. And it was good. It was helping. And then I told my mom about it, like, oh, like, look, this is what's going on. She was like, good, I'm glad. Like, maybe this is what you needed. And then my therapist was talking about like a group session with like my parents and like me and my parents. And then I'm like, yeah, my dad would not be down for that.
That's the typical Latino pride.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
a
you don't
cultural
want to
thing.
you don't want to involve outside people.
It's a culture thing.
It's definitely a cultural thing. But I'm
Even-
just saying that it happens in the Latino
And not
community.
only in the LGBTQ plus community, but also in any.
Sure.
When you, being Latino, as you know, when you're having an issue at home, let's say you're just going through shit.
Right.
You're going through freaking things. You're going through issues in your life, and you tell your mom, I can't handle some situations, and you tell your mom, and you'll be like, I think I need a therapist or a psychologist. You'll be like, I know.
Yeah.
Eso pa loco.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the lack of information or perhaps the ignorance, right?
Yeah. The lack of education.
The lack of education.
I don't put anything against my parents. Like, they've been through it, and thank God they are where they are. Like, my dad went to high school here, worked his ass off, is doing very well for himself, supports all of us. All of us. My mom works as well, but my mom has a house, businesses. My dad is doing very well for himself. My mom went to high school, graduated, had all of us, went back to school after she had all 4 of her kids, working now, like, got her bachelor's degree. My parents made it very far from where they are, and I will never take them against them, but it's just some things, some cultural things you can't leave behind just because of the way they were raised. And I don't put that against them.
Are you proud of your dad?
Very, very proud. I don't think he knows how much I love him. Maybe because I don't show it, but I have to get some to give some. You know what I mean?
If your dad will be here right now, what would you tell him?
I love him, and we're too similar. I feel like that's why we clash. But what I would tell him is, like, I love you, and I can't wait until we're in a place where, like, everything is okay, and it's just we can be ourselves, and nothing is like there's like a tension in the room.
Right.
Yeah.
Angel, I know your dad passed.
Yeah.
There was something that you missed or you were not able to tell him. If he was be here tonight or right now, what would you tell him?
That I love him very much. That thank you for being my father and always being there in my life. You know, and he was always concerned about exactly what you just said. If I ate, if did how was work, all that stuff. He was just there constantly wanting to know about me, how I was doing. Yeah.
So sex preference was not an issue for
No,
them.
and like I said, it was never discussed, and
Right.
I didn't even touch it.
Right.
So he would. I remember he would say, "Are you seeing anyone?" And I said, "No, me, young, single." Back then, I wasn't in a committed relationship, so yeah. And the relationship I am now, he's very much like my father, very much.
That's crazy.
Yeah, very much. That reminds me a lot of my father, down to certain mannerisms.
He would be so happy to see
Yeah,
who you're with
he
today.
He would love my partner. Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
I'm going to ask a question. Very intense.
Oh boy.
If you could talk to you from the past, what would you tell him?
If you could talk,
Like you from the past, what would you say to you, like back then?
if there's anything I'd want to change in my life,
Yes. Anything. Did I say it right?
yeah,
Wait, so like me right now?
No, hold on. Let me ask.
I would say probably that first toxic relationship I had. Don't meet him. Really,
The one
stay
where your
away
mom
from him.
found out?
The one that, yeah, exactly. That was a toxic relationship, and I was blinded by love. So I think that affected me afterwards as well. It really did. I mean, it affected my self-esteem. I was depressed. I was everything, and I didn't do therapy. It wasn't that I didn't believe in therapy.
Back then, it wasn't the thing.
It wasn't the thing. It was just basically my motto was: you deal with it, you get over it, and you move on. Exactly. That's accept, deal, and move on.
Move on.
So I would say to myself, get out of that toxic relationship.
Yes.
Not the one now, the
one-
first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, no, because now you're
No,
engaged.
exactly. No, I'm
Yes,
very happy.
in a
with
very
that.
healthy
Yes,
relationship.
it's very healthy. Love him very much.
Darwin, I can ask you that because you're so young, only 23, and perhaps you have not lived the life that Angel did and have multiple relationships.
Right.
I'm gonna skip you, but should I ask him?
Yeah.
So like what I would tell my younger self?
Yes.
Why can't I not answer that?
Oh shit! Hold on.
It's true. Why not?
I forgot. I'm 50. I don't
Yeah, it's true.
think I'm old.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yes.
Why not?
So I would tell my younger self is to keep being myself and
I love it.
to come out sooner, or like to realize, to be more like aware of shit sooner. Because I don't even remember a lot of my childhood, if I'm being honest.
What do you mean you?
Yeah, like I don't really.
Okay. So
I
when
repress
did
a lot of memories.
you do?
Yeah, that was the thing that I talked about.
Did you remember going to therapy? Your mom taking you to therapy? No,
I
never.
don't even know that happened. Did
no.
it happen?
No, I don't know. I'm asking. Like you
It
never,
never
like they
hap-
never
like,
talked
no.
about it, or your mom, your dad talked about it. Like, God, I remember you when you came out and told your mom and dad, yes, that day that you were drunk, and said, yes, I am gay, I'm drunk, and I have to go to work tomorrow.
Right.
I love it.
Did you ever like? They never talked to you, and again, they never touched the subject again. So no.
Yeah.
I don't
Wow.
remember my childhood. No.
Well,
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's amazing.
That's tough.
Yes.
Because I must say I do remember my childhood very fondly.
I remember like 2 birthday parties and that's it.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Wow.
Perhaps you
I repressed a lot of memories.
kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's a known fact. I repressed my childhood memories.
Did you believe that you need therapy to overcome?
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like right now I'm okay where I am, but I don't think I need therapy to move on because I've accepted that I can't remember it. I don't remember it. I remember this now, and I'm going to remember this now. So I have to keep living on for what makes me happy now, or what's gonna make me happier in the future.
Right. No, of course.
And I'm going to ask this question to both. And to finalize this podcast, which has been very informative for those youngsters out there, what advice would you give them that are struggling with depression, anxiety, even suicidal thoughts, that don't know how to come out and tell their loved ones, their family, that I am gay and it's okay to come out? What advice would you tell them, Angel?
I would say express yourself. Don't hold back. I mean, you're a voice in the world. Let you be heard. And if they can accept that, that's okay because it's not on you. You just keep on and enjoy life and fulfill everything you want in your life and find that loving, healthy relationship, marriage, house, all that stuff. Strive for that. I really do. I really feel like that. I would love your me, if I were in that position, I would love your acceptance, but I'm not asking for it. I want it to come unconditionally from you.
What about you?
I agree. I would tell them to keep pushing through it. Right now, it's just temporary. The future is very bright for you. And to be yourself, to be your authentic self, to love yourself before anyone even loves you. Because if RuPaul says this, if you can't love yourself, nobody else will.
I know.
And that's so true. And I've come to realize that in the last two years.
Absolutely.
Like, it's very true. If I can't love myself, no one is going to be able to love me because I'm not being my authentic self.
Very true.
So I would say that.
You guys are amazing. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for the LGBTQ plus community out there that are listening to this podcast, that there's hope. There's no need to hold back. We are together. And I'm saying we because I am with all of you. I love you all. And I am so acceptable to the LGBTQ plus community. I love you all. I am so happy that we're talking about this. Nobody does. It's so hard. I mean, today we do, but back then, Angel, you went through so much, holding back, going. Right now, we go to a beach that we can actually have our LGBTQ plus community at that beach. And you guys are holding hands. You guys are going and enjoying life, going to clubs. You're missing all that. Perhaps you will enjoy this after this pandemic. And it's an amazing experience. And you need to live that.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. Thank you, guys. I love you both.
Thank you.
I can't
you.
wait
Love you, Mama.
to enjoy this. Let's Let's hit the beach in the summer.
Hey.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you,
Cheers.
guys. Cheers.